welcome back to my channel, guys. So this is one of the updos I'm going to be doing. I just always film my intro after I've finished whatever. So I'm just going to be doing a couple updos on short hair, and this video is going to be a little longer. I'm not going too depth into explaining, but maybe it'll get you some ideas or help you out a little bit if you have short hair. I mean, it can work for long hair too, but this is specifically for short hair because us girls have a little more trouble doing some updos because it's so short and your just hairs go, you know, everywhere. So hopefully this can help. Don't mind my mic through the thing. Usually it's hidden. I didn't care today, so just gonna be there. So yeah, if you want to keep watching, then watch. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. And if you want to keep seeing some of my stuff, then subscribe. That'd be great. So my hair's it's pretty greasy right now, but I'm still going to work with it. And we're going to see what happens.
Alright, so I'm going to start by teasing my hair. It's really greasy, so I just like to tease it so that it helps kind of stop any separation. Then I'm going to pull it together to kind of create a bump in the back, and then I'm going to do like the horseshoe bobby pin where I am pushing it in towards the left, and then I'm horseshoeing it so then it actually stays towards the right, and then I wiggle it in. So I only really need one bobby pin to get it to stay. So I'm going to pick out like the fringe or the front area of my hair that I want, and then I'm just going to tie a little section right behind my ear, and I'm going to split it into two. And then I'm going to take another section and like pin it above that, like you can see. So I split it into two, and then I take that section and I pin it like through it so it's out of the way. And then I take that same piece that I split into two with a little extra hair and tie it together. So then it kind of creates this loop around the second section, and then I pull it apart as I go. And then I'm going to continue to do this. So now with the piece that I have just pinned up, I am going to take that and I'm going to split it into two. And then I'm going to take that second section again with some extra hair, pin it out of the way, and then take this section I just split into two and bring it over and then tie it with an elastic and then pull it out. And I'm going to continue to do this all the way through. So split into two, pin up out of the way, take some extra hair, and then tie it with an elastic, just like that. And then I'm going to pull it apart so that it's really big and a lot looser. And you want to stay a little higher up, because if you have short hair and you go too low down, it's all just going to fall out. So you want to make sure you're keeping this little do up higher towards kind of where you pinned the bump it. And so same thing, I just split into two, pin it out of the way, and then I tie that two section with an elastic, and then I pull it apart. And then I'm just going to braid it all the way down and then pin it away. So I just kind of, once I reach to the end, then I pin, and then if I have any loose hairs poking out, I will just pin those as well with doing the like horseshoe bobby pin effect and just pinning those up out of the way, so then it kind of creates this braid. It like basically just looks like a braid, but it's going to stay, because with short hair it doesn't stay as well. And then I'm just like fixing my fringe because I don't like how much like face framing pieces I had. So there's the back, and that's it for this first look.
This one's good. I'm just gonna leave this straight. This is it for the first look. A little more time, and it is a little hard, but this is staying in place. Like, this is the updo that's probably gonna least move around, you know. So there's that. So this next one, I'm going to do a crown braid.
So same as the first updo, I am going to create a bump and just pin it out of the way for now, just with one bobby pin. I'm going to take this section in front of my ear and pin it out of the way, and then I am going to start doing a Dutch fishtail. So what I do is I take two sections, and then I take a small piece from the outside, bring it under to the middle of the other strand. So that's what I'm going to do the whole time, but I'm going to be picking up hair. So the right outside piece, bring it under, pick up hair, and bring it to the inside of the left piece. Outside of the left piece, pick up hair, bring it under, bring it to the middle of the right piece. And I'm just going to keep doing this French Dutch fishtail braid all the way around my head. It does take some practice to get used to doing this kind of braid, but you know, it just, like I said, it just takes practice and you'll get used to it. And you know, at first it'll be hard, but then you'll get good at it. So I'm just going to keep going, and I'm also going to be pulling the hair apart as I go. So you just kind of want to take the outside edge of the hair and pull it out. And I know there's a lot of really short pieces, so you have to braid really tight. So you can see I'm pulling it out right now. And you have to just braid the hair really tight, and I'm pinning as I'm going too. So if there's already any hairs that feel loose as I'm braiding, I'm going to go ahead and pin those out of the, like just pin them in place to make sure it's secure. And I'm just going to actually just pin the braid straight to my head. So this is where it gets a little tricky because all of my hair is starting to fall out of my head. So like I said, I'm just pinning it in place, and I'll come back and kind of fix it. Like you can see that big chunk of hair right there falling out, and I'm going to go back and pin that in. So once I get over the ears, I'm going to kind of change my arm placement, and you can see my arms are getting kind of tired, so I try and rest them on my knee. So you see I'm pinning those hairs as I go. If you have short hair and you don't pin as you go, it's all going to fall out. Like it's a really important step to make sure you are pinning as you go. So I'm just going to keep doing the same thing where I'm taking the outside strand of the left, bring it under, and attach it to the inside of the right. And then I take the right side strand, bring it under, and attach it to the inside of the left. And the smaller pieces you take, the more fishtail it looks. So I'm on the top of my head, and this is where it gets easy because you're not like behind you, so you just fishtail like normal, you know, still picking up hair as you go, taking smaller sections. So the reason I start in the back is because you get more tired as it goes on, so I want to be, like when I'm the most tired, I want to be working on the easiest part of my head. So I'm going to go around and just pull it apart because I look really funky with it tight like that, like it's not very cute. So you just want to continue to pull, and then go back and kind of fix any like loose hairs and fix any like random hairs that are sticking out that you're not liking, you know. And then I also pulled out the pieces around my face that I wanted for my fringe, and you just, you know, adjust it to how you like it. And it's important to do a fishtail because if you do a regular braid with short hair, it is just going to fall out. Like it is not going to stay. Really the only way to do a crown braid with short hair is to do a French fishtail. So, and it's important that you do it Dutch. If you do it the other way, it won't really look like a fishtail. So that is it for the fishtail braid. I hope this helped. And there's the back. It's not as cute as the front, but it still works. Here is the third updo. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out by just sectioning my hair to curl it, and I'm just going to curl different directions, but I want to make sure that I'm like getting the ends rather than like the beach waves that I have in my previous video. I want to make sure I'm curling the ends and I'm getting the underneath because the underneath is going to show. So I need to make sure that that part of the hair is curly and looks good. So I'm just going to curl my whole head. I don't want to show it because that's boring. I'm going to tease my hair just a little bit to add some volume, and then I'm going to add some Wax Blast to add some texture to my hair.
I got it in my eye. I'm okay.
So now I'm going to take 2 pieces of hair on each side. I think in one of my last videos I kind of did the same look. So I just make sure it looks good from the front, and then I tie them together, and then I twist it. So I go up and under, and then I pull it out. So I flip it. Put your name down, flip it, and revert. So it's here for my number family. And then, so I just kind of pull out those twists, and then I'm going to take 2 more sections of hair on each side, bring it to the back, tie it with an elastic, and you guessed it, flip it. You gotta flip it and then pull it out a little bit to add some more volume. In there, that's the first part. Make sure it looks good from the front.
If I was doing my hair, I would just leave it and be like, cool, I'm going like this. But we're doing updos. So get your bobby pins, get your bobby pins, get your bobby pins, and then we gotta do the hair. Okay, I'm gonna turn around real quick and let you see me do whatever.
So I'm going to take, I'm sorry, it's hard to see. I'm going to take a piece, I'm going to twist it, and then I'm going to pull it out and pin it. And then from the other side, twist, pull, and pin. Then back to the other side, twist the hair, pull it out, and pin it. So you're just going to be taking from opposite directions. And now from the front, I'm just going to take the hair, twist it, pull it, and then pin it. Pretty simple. And then I'm going to leave the underneath of the hair out.
How it looks from the front. The last one. And we have to make my hair super curly. So this is called a pearl wand, and it just, I feel like it makes, I used to have a really little wand, but it just makes the curls like really messy. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm going to curl in a bunch of different directions.
So it's important that you have a smaller wand when doing this because you want to make sure the curls are really textured. So like I said, I'm just curling in different directions, and I'm taking small sections. The smaller sections you take, the better it'll look. And then on the top, I'm just sitting the curling iron kind of on top of the head. Like, I guess this would be horizontal. And just like making sure that you're having the curling iron horizontal and then wrapping the hair still in different directions. Almost like creating, like if it was all back, it would look like there was a hole. Then I'm spraying some Wax Blast, and then I'm going to tease right at the front of my hairline and then add some texturizing powder. So it's important that when you're teasing that you're focusing it, like you're over directing your hair and teasing, because you want to make sure that the volume is like right at the front of your hair. Like you don't want to look like an alien head kind of thing. So then you're going to just section the part in front of your ears away, and then everything else you're just going to kind of pin back almost into like a mohawk looking thing. And then once that's in place, then you can just kind of pin here and there until you're ready to start your bun. So I'm ready to start creating my bun. So what I'm going to do is I am going to twist my hair, and I'm going to take a small piece, hold it, and then push the rest up to my head. And then I'm going to pin it in place. So it kind of creates like a little loop, or it creates like a tiny mini bun, and I'm just going to do this all over my head. So again, twist, take a small strand, and then push the hair upwards, and then pin it in place. And it's important that you're hiding the bobby pins, and you don't want to be pinning the bobby pin flat to your head. Like you want this little like twist bump thing. I don't even know what to call the individual like twist pull. You still want it to be like have volume and still be kind of like bigger. And so then you're just going to continue to do that. It's just twist and then push the hair up and then pin it. And then the hairs underneath, like that are a little shorter, they're kind of harder to like twist and push up. So honestly, you can just twist them and kind of pin them into place, helping to create this little bun or whatever you want to call it. It's just to kind of help give it a place that looks good while having an updo. And then you'll see the back in just a moment. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take those front sections like down from the clips and just kind of flip them over the hair. And then I'm going to start working on the like bump of it. So what I'm going to do is just pin like individual sections of hair and just kind of play with it until like this front section is how I like it. So I want it to be like really messy and really textured, and have also a good amount of volume. And then I'm also going to take the like sides of the hair and just pin them back to how I like it. So I kind of want it to be a little cleaner look. So I'm twisting it and then pinning it, and then I'm taking that same hair and then twisting and like pulling it or pushing it up towards my head to help just create more of the bun. So the reason you want it really curly is because you want this to still look curly like all over. Like you can still kind of see some of the waves in there. And then I'm just going to pin the little pieces, and that's it for the last look.
I feel good about it. Now, if you want to, of course, bring little wispies down, you can, but for this, I don't think I am because I just always bring wispies down, so changing up a little bit. Alright, well, thank you for watching. This is me, one of my longer videos. I hope that it was helpful or gave any ideas. And, I mean, you can do these with long hair, too. It's just a little more, it honestly is a lot easier and a lot more, you can have some more modifications. But I feel like when short hair is probably the hardest to do an updo with. I've been doing hair for a while, and I do a lot of updos for bridals and weddings, things like that, so I kind of like am just used to it. Sometimes it just takes practice and techniques. If y'all have any questions, you know, feel free to leave a comment. That would be great. And I really hope you liked this video. I hope it helped.